Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be teaching you how to write calligraphy with a normal pen. So I started this series with a thought that for people who are just struggling and take that first step to learn calligraphy. So I wanted to start with something fun and simple way to practice that, and this is the first session that I have started with, and maybe I'll continue with a few more coming sessions and take this in detail. The best part is that you can do faux calligraphy with any sort of writing tool that you have, and in this tutorial I'll show you everything you need to get started on it. And first of all, basically, we'll go ahead and understand what is faux calligraphy. It is a technique of imitating the look of calligraphy, but by using any kind of writing tool, hence the name. So, the effect is created by adding an additional stroke to these downward strokes, and I'll just give you a tutorial of what a brush calligraphy versus a faux calligraphy looks like. As you can see here on the left hand side, I used a brush calligraphy pen to put those downward strokes. I've thickened that with the calligraphy pen, but on the right hand side I've just used my normal fine liner, and I have just doubled the downward and the upward strokes. So on the left hand side you can see it is a depiction of brush calligraphy, and on the right hand side it is a depiction of faux calligraphy. So basically we get the same effect when we do faux calligraphy also, but with faux calligraphy we have another flexibility to just outline those strokes and fill in with whatever tool or whatever is maybe artistic effect that we want to give it. That's up to us. So firstly, I have taken a graph notebook and created 4 points of equal height. This will form as a basis for us to create our letters. So the topmost line is called the ascender line. Then the second one, as you can see here, is called the waistline. Then the third one is called the baseline, and the last one here, as you can see, it is also called as descender line. So these are all of equal heights, and this will be a basis for how we'll do our faux lettering. So as you can see here, first of all we'll go and understand the basics of faux calligraphy, which is some basic strokes before we move ahead with the letters. The first stroke here, as you can see, is a depiction of upward stroke. So so the next one is the total opposite of this, which is the downward stroke. So here, as you can see, you go from top to bottom. Firstly, what you can do is you can just create an outline and then maybe fill it in, and that will give you a brush calligraphy effect. You can fill this in with whole black color. Maybe you can try different colors or different patterns and different or unique shapes to fill this in, so that will give you a more unique effect. So for this next stroke, we'll start from bottom and then go upwards slantingly, and then come downwards and create a curve. So it is a combination of both upwards and slanting downwards stroke. I'll depict it to you here again. So we go slowly from down to up and then come back at the bottom. And then what we'll do is we'll go start from the top, from the inside of the stroke, and then double that line up and then fill it in. So this, as you can see, will give it a bit of depth and width, and as you can see here, it creates a boldness to that stroke. So this is known as overturn. So this is a very popular, I would say, stroke in brush calligraphy and faux calligraphy as well, and it is known as overturn, where you have a combination of both upwards and downwards, and then you turn it while you are coming down back. Then similar to this, actually I would say not similar but the opposite of this one is an underturn, where you go and take that curve starting from topwards, you go to down, you go down at the bottom and then go up back again, as you can see here on the right hand side. But what again we'll do is we'll fill in the and double this line from the inside of that turn, so that it creates a beautiful depth and definition to that undertone. Although you can fill it from the outside as well, but I prefer to do that from the inside of that letter or inside from of that turn, because that gives me a more clean and precise doubling of the letter. So now we'll move to an interesting one. So we go from down to upwards slantingly and then come back down just below from where we started our stroke, and then we're gonna double it from the inside of that uh, letter or stroke. And while you come back to and end your stroke, you need to create a 60-degree angle. So that is very important for the stroke. And there are two variations to this. One is a 60-degree angle and one is with the 90-degree angle. So that is up to you, which one do you want to use. If you are maybe doing some cursive hand lettering or cursive for calligraphy, you would like to want to use the 60-degree angle stroke, but for the other one you might want to use the 90-degree angle stroke. So as you can see here, I have gone from bottom to up and then I have come back just one height below of that where I have started that, and then again double that up from the inside of that letter and created a 60-degree angle with the upward stroke and the downward stroke. So this is called an ascender stroke. So why it is called an ascender stroke? Because we have used an ascender line, a waistline and a baseline for this. So coming back to the next one, I will create again those 4 points that we saw in the beginning. Then from that 4 points, I would start from the waistline and go upwards slantingly with an upward stroke, then come down with a downward stroke and till my descender line, and then take a turn from the baseline. As you can see here, first we go upwards, then we come downwards and double that line up, and I'll do that here from the outside of that stroke, so that you can see the difference between outside and an inside stroke. It gives you both the similar effect, but it is just a way of what suits you and how clean you get that stroke when you're doing it from the inside or the outside of that stroke. I have depicted that again with on the right hand side with a 90-degree angle. The first one was a little slanting with a 60-degree angle, but now on the right hand side you have a descender stroke with 90-degree angle here. So here we have the next one. You'll just draw an oval, but a slanting oval with a 60-degree angle, and then double it from the inside of that stroke. Then I'll just depict you how to create a 90-degree oval, and here where the line or the bar notebook comes into picture, because as you can see here, it will just give you some guideline as to how you need to create those height, and how if you are taking that 60-degree or 90-degree angle or not. So this was the last of the strokes, and I think I was pretty much able to cover all the basic strokes for calligraphy in the first session and the chapter of this tutorial, and I hope you like it. Do not forget to follow, subscribe and like my videos. I will be posting the next chapter for calligraphy soon, so please watch out for that. Also, do leave a comment on how you like this video.